Planned Parenthood wants America to start having more abortions as soon as possible because that's liberation. More abortions, the better. This week, the country's largest abortion company announced a nationwide offensive that aims to make abortion easier to get all over the country. In the state of Missouri, they want a 72-hour waiting period repealed, in case you want one right now. In Maine, they want to allow nurse practitioners to give abortion pills. And those are just two of more than a dozen laws Planned Parenthood is pushing, all of which help its business model. Lila Rose is the founder and president of Live Action, a pro-life activist group, and she joins us tonight. Lila, thanks for coming on. So what's the idea that ties, I know there's a bunch of different initiatives across the country, but the idea is that more abortion equals more happiness? Is that if you could kind of sum up their position, is it that?
Yes, exactly, Tucker. It's that more abortion is somehow better for women, and they're claiming this word abortion access, just like that term pro-choice. It's really abortion pressure. It's really the only choice of abortion. Planned Parenthood is not focused on expanding access to prenatal support, pregnancy resources, parenting support, adoption referral or adoption support. Planned Parenthood is focused on abortion through all 9 months, for any reason, taxpayer funded, for any woman anywhere. And that really reveals how out of touch they are with most women and most Americans.
But that's not just your opinion as a professional pro-lifer. I mean, there's a lot of polling on this. Most people don't agree with that, actually. They're not on your side necessarily, but they're definitely not with Planned Parenthood. So that's changed, though, because 20 years ago, the abortion people basically had to say, you know, we're not for it, but if you really need it, we want to make sure it's there. Now they're saying, like, yeah, more abortion's good. That's a change, isn't it?
It's a big change. And look, like you just said, Tucker, over two-thirds of Americans, according to Gallup polling, want restrictions on abortions. And some of them want restrictions in the second, the third trimester. They want waiting periods. They want different forms of ensuring that women have other options. So this is really showing that Planned Parenthood is not in touch with where the country is. It's also very troubling to see how this plays out. So, for example, in Ohio, right now Planned Parenthood is challenging a law that would protect Down syndrome babies from being particularly targeted in the womb for abortion. And they're suing the health department in Ohio because they want to be able to abort because of Down syndrome or other prenatal diagnoses. What this is really saying is we don't value disabled children in the womb, but the rest of the country differs on that. Our country increasingly values disabled children. I mean, the new Gerber baby, little Lucas Warren, was a Down syndrome baby and was named Gerber Baby 2018. So it just goes to show Planned Parenthood is not in touch with what people, they're desperate. They know their taxpayer funding is at stake. They get $500 million a year. They know that the president and that both the House and many in the Senate have said they would stop funding Planned Parenthood. So they know that the Department of Justice has been investigating them for the selling of baby body parts, and the FBI has been doing that as well. So they're very concerned, and they're trying to, this is ultimately a feeble attempt to push back, to try to say that, put their stake in the ground. But again, I think that it's not going to go over well, and I think that this is going to raise up more people to oppose them than support them.
So just really quick, Planned Parenthood, the nation's biggest abortion provider, which supports sex-selective abortions and anything else you can imagine, gets about $500 million a year in our money. And a lot of Republicans support that. How much money do you get in federal? Do you get $500 million in federal subsidies a year?
No, we don't receive any. Live Action's a nonprofit. We receive no federal funding.
Oh, but they get $500 million, but you get none, and then Republicans like Lisa Murkowski make that possible. Just wanted to be clear on that. Lila, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tucker.
Thanks.